All righty. Hello, 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 family. How are we doing today? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Hope you got some rest. Hope you're being safe. I tell you what, I always try to get here early and can't. I don't know what it is with Sundays, but maybe I'm going to go to Saturdays. I don't know yet. But I tell you what, it takes everything for me to come on Sunday nights or Sunday, period. Okay, but hey, let's talk. Oh my God. We got to do some housekeeping, right? So let's start there. Don't forget Ram in the Bush. Okay. We offer raminthebush.com. Let's not forget REALM in the bush, INTHEBUSH. Let's talk about it. It's a foundation and it's my foundation. And drop my card. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Drop my cord. Trying to do my phone needed a charger, but it's a foundation, and what we do is we supply um, unpaid on the job training for our young people ages 18 to 25, and trying to get it globally, trying to get it. So if you know of a black owned business, preferably we can hook up with black owned business, but I guess we'll settle if we have to, get other people to help teach and train. We can do that also. But we want businesses, for instance, I have a CDO trucking company that I work with, a security company, um, armed and unarmed. You learn to be, you have to wait until you're 21 to be armed, but you can do the unarmed from 18. Um, Barber schooling, cosmetology, mechanics, trying to get another one locally or out of state, preferably. It's okay. Welcome, forecast. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Welcome. Um, Trying to get a doula. Is I'm looking for one. Have really hard time having a problem. Really hard time finding a doula that can train and teach. And my thing is, we talk about these things that we need in our communities, and it is time for us to get those things done. Everybody has a part. So if you have a part, you build your part. I build my part. Other people build their part, and we bring it together, and we have a whole. Right? That's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to just um, and it just bothers me because so many people I go to, they go, well, we can't do it. We can't. We say we're woke. And then I'm like, we're woke, but what are we doing as woke black people? Okay. If we're woke, you have to do something different. Okay. That means support your own business. It's time for us to change our mentality, change our mindset so that we can do what we need to do for us. Okay. I believe that we need a community store. We need something like I've in my area there is it's a flea market, but I don't want to call it a flea market. Well, it is a flea market, but I'm thinking we can do something else where we can get a building and you can put a lot of black owned businesses in one location so that you'll have a different location. You have everything in the same location. Okay. For instance, if you sell leather bike stuff, okay, you could be in the building, or if you have shoes or what clothing, whatever you have, you can do like an area where you want to call, we put an area where you can cook. If you're a caterer, you can do some cooking in that area. If you want to sell ice cream or whatever, maybe you make homemade ice cream, whatever. But we have to look into getting things like that, so that we can start helping and supporting our own. We can't tell people to support our own if we don't have things in place for them to substitute. For instance, Walmart. We talk about Walmart. Black folk go there all the time. When they spin up their whole wealth, check on whatever at Walmart's. But I want to see us go into our own and do the same as far as this. I don't want to call it a flea market. I don't want it to be that. I want it to be a place where you're not going there to spend 25 cents. You're going there to buy merchandise, and it's almost like a Walmart, but we'll call it a black, I don't know, call it the Black Unity market. I don't know. I'm just coming up with something. But we can go there and we can put all of the black businesses in that area that we know of, and you can pay maybe a small amount of rent or something, and you can like be there Monday through Friday, or you have your own schedule. My thing is, if we work hard for our on our jobs, we can work hard getting some things like this together and up and running, right? Because too many times we're working harder on our jobs than we are for on our businesses. If you spending 8 hours on your business a day, how many hours are you spending? If you're spending 8 hours on your job a day, how many hours are you spending trying to get your own business together? I believe that we need our own businesses, okay? And we should have several, and I say five different incomes, okay, if you want to be financially free, okay? Every day you should be thinking of another idea, another business. Just like right now, I'm thinking about the foundation, but I'm thinking about the clinic that I want to put with the foundation. I'm thinking about e-commerce store. I'm thinking about other things because I want to have at least a flow of incomes coming in. So if something happens over here, I have four others. Okay. If something happens to the other two, I have three others. So I'm never out. I'm never out. Okay. So someone, even on my job, they can't say, oh, get mad at you and say you fired today. Okay, that's cool because I have four others. So we have to start thinking about other businesses, even if you put in money into another person's business for them to start up. Say, for instance, you really don't have an idea and you really not a business person, okay? But you will support another person. Hey, welcome. But you'll support another person's business. Okay, then you can back another person's business and still be a business owner, because you got, maybe you put money into that. So the money that you put in, they got to give you 10% back. I'm just coming up with the numbers, you guys. I'm just trying to put ideas in our heads so that we can start changing our mentality. Because right now, Black folk, we dealing with mental illness and we got to stop. We have got to do better. When I saw what I saw as far as, what's that man named? D.O. Hughley. When I saw how he acted about the little lady that died. When I saw that is just so disgusting because I'm gonna show you guys something. And I want you guys to tell me, did anybody hold this lady accountable for laughing when they killed Gaddafi? I'm just saying, you don't want us to laugh, but then they disrespectful. Every time something happens bad in the Black community, you got white folk. Even when George Floyd died, they were making fun of George Floyd. Even when, everybody that the police officer has killed, they've made fun of them. What was Trayvon Martin? Didn't they make fun about Trayvon Martin's death? Talking about the Skittles for forever. They were talking about, it was a Skittles joke. It's not funny. I'm just saying. So I want to show you guys something that they can do whatever they want to do. But then when we do it back, oh, it's an issue. No, it's not an issue. And I am so mad. And I'm telling you guys, y'all need to handle D.O. Hughley. Y'all need to handle that dude, because my thing is, you don't have a right to tell grown Black people how to act. You don't get that right. You don't have a right to do it. Okay. My thing is, we have to get to the place where we are respecting each other. If I want to laugh, I'm a grown woman, I'm gonna laugh. And you can't tell me I can't. And then you're not gonna get on live Twitter and try to scold me. We grown folk. Tell me how do we do that? How do we do that? But we gonna have to check these Black folk that want to come on here and tell other Black folk, or want to chastise Black folk because we're not acting because we're not acting the way they want us to. No, everybody is grown here. So you don't get a right to come to me and tell me, well, you know what? We're not going to talk about her. We're going to respect. No, if you want to respect slave masters, you want to respect a woman that hated Black people, you want to respect someone, a colonizer. If you want to respect somebody that didn't even respect you or don't even care about you or never shown you any love, then you go ahead. But I'm past that. I'm not here to please. I'm not here. I am here to make a difference with my life. I am here to do what I was born to do, what the Creator put me on this earth to do. I'm a visionary, but I will not allow somebody to tell me what I can and can't do, when I can laugh, when I can't laugh, when I'm supposed to cry, when I'm not supposed to cry. I heard the whole country of Jamaica, if I'm not mistaken, told them that they couldn't even celebrate. He put it. I think that president put them like on a 6-week or 6-day mourning. What? Please help me understand that. Please help me to get my mindset right, because these are grown people. Because you want to be a colonizer, go ahead. But I'm not going to be who you want me to be, because guess what? They laugh at us all the time. And I'm going to show you something. Let me show you. Let me just show you. Let me show you. We're not just sitting up here talking. We're telling you. Let me show you something. Now, y'all, here I go trying to share something. Me and my share my screen, right? Okay, hold on. Let me try to show you here. I'm gonna share my screen. I just want you guys to see this. I'm so tired of people trying to tell us how to act like we babies. Who does that? Who? Please help me out with that. I'm just having a hard time with that. I want to see this one here. Yeah, I think this is the one I want. Let me share it. Y'all bear with me because you know I'm slow doing this stuff. Y'all help me. Help us out. Hold on. Okay, I want y'all to listen. Listen, I'm gonna turn it up as far as much as I can. Y'all listen to this, okay? I want y'all to see this devil right here. Okay. Now tell me who held her accountable. Oh Lord, let me see. Am I doing it right? Yeah.
We came, we saw, he died. He didn't have anything to do with your visit.
Can y'all hear that? Oh dang, hold on. I got to do this again. Hold on.
We came, we saw, he died.
And see, she was talking about Gaddafi. I think you guys can see that. Oh, I'm gonna play that again because I want y'all to be sure that y'all got it. Okay, we're gonna do that again. Oh,
came, we saw, he died.
Do you guys know who she was talking about?
I'm sure it did.
She was talking about Gaddafi. Okay, when they killed Gaddafi, that's what she was talking about. Let me just show you guys. Remember, look at the Clinton and Gaddafi. Okay, we came. We saw he died. Okay, this is her laughing at when Gaddafi died. Did anybody hold her responsible? Let me just play it again.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed. Yes, we came, we saw, he died. He didn't have anything to do with your visit. No, I'm sure it did.
You understand what I'm saying? So she wants to sit up there. So little man, what's his name? With a little man, Dia wants to tell us what we can't do. But guess what? She did it, didn't she? Okay. But you want to tell us, oh, we have respect. No, you have respect. If you want to respect people like that, you respect people like that. This is how I feel about her. Lord, we got some stuff going on here. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I'm new at this. Y'all gotta help me here. I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute. I want to show you something. I'm going coming back to y'all. I want to show y'all something. This is how I feel. Okay. Here. I'm gonna try to get this going right. Hold on. This is how we should feel. You people. Oh shoot, hold on. That ain't gonna work. Hold on. I gotta take off my background. Hold on. That's not gonna work because I need to take off my background. I want to show y'all. I got to take this background off. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to do this because I got to show this one. Let me see if I can do it. Oh Lordy. Man, I got to do this because I want to show y'all something. They got the background music. Oh, they got some good stuff on there, but I want to show y'all something. Dang, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it or not. Can I take my background? I don't know how to do it. If I do it, I ain't gonna know how to put it back on there, huh? I just wanted to show y'all something. This is like my very favorite. Okay, I don't understand this. Never mind, you guys. I was gonna show you guys a video, but I can't even change my background. Oh, never mind. Okay, we'll do it another time. But I'm telling you, if I can find it on YouTube, I'm gonna put it up. But I'm telling you, this thing is so good. I have to show you guys. But yeah, this is how we should feel, but this is not how we feel. But hold on, let me see. Nope, that's not it. Destroy the world. You guys can listen, I think, and not. Hold on, let me see. You people. I can't do it. You are a virus. You destroy the world. Everything beautiful you poison. You drag us from our homes. You
rape our daughters, murder our sons. You crack our spines and do all you can to break our will. You stab us. Then you put the knife in our hand and tell us it's our fault. And if you don't do it yourself, you stand by, close your eyes, and pretend there's nothing wrong. And then you pray to your God to silence our screams so that you can enjoy the happiness that we built for you with our blood. But it's not your fault. It's the only way you know how to be. And the only thing that will change anything is if another virus comes along and does to you what you do to us. And I hope that happens very soon. Wow. This evening obviously hasn't gone as I'd hoped. And I think I'm having a full-on panic attack right now. So I'm going to go to the bathroom and get myself together. And when I come back, I hope you don't see me as the devil.
Okay, that's my thing. Okay, I love that video and I keep it so every time I get a little distraught, I can play it because that reminds me of what and who we're dealing with. Because I think that we as Black people have forgotten. We have forgotten who we're dealing with. I'm going to help you to remember because I'm tired of Black folk acting like they got amnesia when it comes to them. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. Okay. Now, this is going to be a little, this is good. I'm trying to see. Hold on. These are I always tell you, hold on before I get to that video. I always talk about us building, right? And I have been coming up against people that's been telling me we can't. Why? We've had before now in 1912, 1920, 1913, 1909, we had over 200 cities, right? Black cities, right? We have none now. But let me tell you why we are in the shape that we're in. Let me help you to remember. And we're going to deal with this mental illness right now. When we had our 200 cities, you came from slavery, you came from up under white folk, right? We were free. We was doing us. We were building. We had our own schools. We had our own buses. We had our own hospitals. We had our own clinics. We had our own Black leagues, Negro leagues. Remember? Remember all of this, right? Some of y'all too young to remember, but look it up. I want you to look it up. Look up the Black cities that we had and all the Black riots that took place around 1918, 1917. And I want you to look up the riots. Look it up. The Black riots. I'm going to use my phone and I'm going to help you out here. The Black riots, okay? Because I want to help you to understand what we're dealing with. All of the Black riots. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm coming, y'all. Because I want to prove a point here. Because I'm tired of folk telling me what we can't do. I want a list of all the Black riots. This is what I want. I want a list. All the Black riots. Okay. Mm-mm. A list of them. But I want you guys, because I'm tired of Black folk telling me what we can't have. Because everybody want to tell us the 1901, 1900s, 1918s. We're talking about black cities, okay? Philadelphia riots, St. Louis, New York, Everett massacres. I mean, we're talking about blood riots, bath riots, okay? St. Louis riots. God, we got it's so many. Red Summer. We had one in 1919 called the Red Summer. Okay. I'm telling you, we've had a lot of black riots, where they tore down, broke into black cities and burned them down. Okay. Even happened in what's that? Durham, North Carolina. Of course, you had the Tulsa massacre. Okay. You had the oh my God. You just would not. I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know it was this many. Of course, you know about the Rosewood, okay? St. Louis riots, New York riots. If you saw this, you would get it would make you sick at the stomach. But I want you guys, I'm gonna help you to understand something. We were free, okay, at one point. You had a man that came and told you, hey, the ice is colder over there. Let's go join with them and get some of their ice. But you were building your own cities. You had everything you needed. All we had to do was stay separate, and our stuff would have been better than theirs. Do we not understand that? I think we don't understand that. Brother Bakari, welcome, 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 you guys. We have to get to understand that because our stuff don't look as new as theirs right now, but if you keep investing in yours, it'll look way better than theirs. It'll taste way better than theirs because they can't cook. I'm just saying. They don't season nothing. But we have to give it time. You cannot go into a black restaurant or a black anything and expect it to be 100% because they've been in it longer. We're still working from the ground up. But I've seen a person, and I'm going to tell you, I've seen this person on Facebook. She got on there and she dogged out a black restaurant. We ain't doing that. I text her, did you talk to the owner? No. Why are you on Facebook? Don't do that. We don't disrespect each other. But I did this show because I want to help you to understand who we're dealing with. And I want you to understand that we can build our own. We can do it. We did it before. We had our own 200 cities. We gave up our cities to go taste their cold, their ice. But you didn't even get none of their ice because our teachers couldn't teach in their schools. Our doctors couldn't treat their patients. So our doctors, instead of staying with our doctors, we went over there to their doctors. And then they started killing you, doing medical experiments on you behind. Then they started giving you the shot, remember? Okay, that we just had, right? Start experimenting on you. And you don't understand, and you're so crazy that you didn't even think, man, they've done this scientific experience in Tuskegee. You didn't think about that. You just stood in lines and people was dying left and right. And guess what? We were still, I'm a pleased master. You're still standing in those lines, weren't you? Okay. Well, I'm standing there for my jobs. When we had the country closed down for two years ago, right? For the lollipop, I'm gonna just say lollipop guy. That was your time, black family, to get your business together. And you would have came out on top if you had sat there and got your business together, which you can get a website for $20 and $30 a month, $50 a month. You could have your own website running your own business. I've seen a lot of black businesses come up within the last 2 years, but you got some just still sitting there because you want to go back and work and flip their hamburgers and make $7 an hour, $9 an hour. Okay, I'm going to give you $12 an hour. Can a grown man take care of his family on $12 an hour? Why would you settle and work harder for somebody else's business than you would for your own? You can have your own. This is the mental illness that I'm talking about. You'll work harder for them 40 hours a week. Some of y'all working 60 hours a week. You're not even spending time with your family. And you're making $10 an hour. AutoZone still paying their people $10 an hour. Really? What? AutoZone is a multi-billion-dollar business. And you still paying people $10? Where do you do that at? Grown folk. Nobody grown should be making under $25 an hour. I'm just saying. And if you are, Quit and go find something else, or find something else before you quit. Okay, I'm just saying. Let me clean that up. But no, you deserve better and you deserve more. You got black folks still making $16 an hour. Tell me why. You take this is mental illness. Okay, you say, well, I don't want my own business. Okay, then invest in somebody else so that you can have, okay, so you can get a cut out of their business. You five businesses that you can actually invest in. You're getting ready to get your taxes, right? What are you going to do with it besides go and buy a TV, a 12 inch, a 20, 150 inch TV? You're going to spend $2,000, $1,500, $2,000 for a TV. Or you're going to buy a used car that's 6 months old. Well, that's probably 20 years old. You're going to spend what, $1,200, 12,000, what, $5,000 on that used car, and it's going to last 6 months, and then you're going to be walking the rest of the year. I'm just saying, it's time for us to build. It's time for us to invest. It's time for us to do something with that income. It's time for us to get together with like-minded people and build. You can come together with 5 other people. If say I've seen girls with $5,000 to $10,000, $12,000 tax checks. I've seen it with my own eyes. So what are you gonna do with that money? Oh, I'm going to buy me this, that, and the other. And I'm like, why don't you invest in it? The stimulus check that we got from Biden. You know what I did with it? I went and bought me some land. I'm just saying. It was free money. I took it and invested it. And yeah, I'm just saying. It's time for us to think different. Don't tell me what we don't have. Black folk got money. You got money to spend on whatever it is you want. Sow a seed into somebody. For instance, man, I can't. Susie over there, she's really good at catering. I'm not good at catering. I'm gonna take my tax check and I'm gonna sponsor her and open up a business and let her pay you. You don't have to run, you don't have to own it. You just own it. You just got the building for her. And you tell her, I want to help you to get your business started. I want to help you. Come on in and bake some cakes. Come on in, and she probably got all the stuff she needs. Come on in, and we're gonna start slow. We're gonna start at this little corner store right here, and we're gonna let you bake here, and we're gonna help you to get your cupcakes out. Or I'm gonna give you the money every week until you start making money, and she can bake those cupcakes in her kitchen. I'm just saying for now, until she gets up to where she can buy maybe a food truck or she can get a restaurant. But 3 or 4 of you guys can sponsor her and rent that building for her, and she can work out the building, and she can invest right back and give you your money right back. That's you investing in somebody else's business and maybe charging them 10 or 20%. I'm just coming up with ideas, you guys. This is just ideas, okay? I'm a visionary, but I want to help us to understand how we can start this business thing, how we can help somebody else. If you're not a business person, but you got the money to back somebody else with that, sow a seed, sow into that person that you know can cook. It might be 3 people in your family that you know can burn, and you got the money to start that restaurant for them. Why aren't you doing it? You write a contract, go to a loan, you write a contract, and that money, you can set it up to where when they get paid, you get paid before they get that money coming to that business or coming to them. I'm just saying, it's certain ways, certain things that we can do that we can bless somebody else. Mental illness, I'm tired of us dealing with that. Let me help you out. I'm going to show you another video because I want you to understand that these 200 cities that we had, you know what happened to them? You don't see them, do you? Let me help you understand what they did to some of them. Hold on. Let me share this for you. Mental illness. No, mental illness. This is what we're dealing with. We're done. No more mental illness. I'm going to share my screen again. I got to get this thing going here. Hold on here. Here we go, y'all. Y'all bear with me. Mental illness, family. Oh, Lord, here I am. Let me see. Am I doing this right? Can you see that? Oh, Lord, I don't think so. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I think I did something wrong. Okay, let me see. I don't think y'all can see me. Hold on. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute because I'm terrible with this. I promise you I am, but I'm going to get better every day. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen. Now I'm going to go up here, and I want to see this one, and I'm going to share it, and here we go. I think I'm doing it there. Okay, here we go. I want y'all to hear this. This is a little bit long, but I want y'all to hear it.
Burned a vibrant Black community to the ground, which is crazy. Even crazier, dozens of other have been erased off the American map, not by burning them down, but by hiding them underwater. Don't know what I mean? Well, let's find out in a segment called How Did We Get Here? This is Lake Lanier. It's a lake in Forsyth County, Georgia, where people go swimming and boating and fishing and do a bunch of other lakey things. But before it was Lake Lanier, it was a town called Oscarville, Georgia. Now, Oscarville was a thriving, predominantly Black community with a church, a school, and dozens of homes until the year 1912 when a very bad thing happened. Oh, two very bad things. In 1912, two Black teenagers were accused of rape. They were tried, convicted, and sentenced to death in a single day. And after they were executed, a mob of white men terrorized, drove out, or killed all the Black people in the surrounding area. And they did that until the entire Black community of Oscarville disappeared. The county went from having over 1,000 Black residents in 1912 to 0 in 1920. That story is so sad, it makes this story look like a comedy. After the Black community had been run off, the white people of Forsyth County said, you know what we could use? A big old lake. So they made one, right where the town of Oscarville had just been. They flooded the area and literally covered up the entire town with water. This is what it looks like right now. But the town is still under there. The homes and churches and schools, they're still down there. And now people go boating on top of them. Compared to that, this is truly a rom-com. Now, you might be thinking, what a weird, isolated incident. But just like the rat who ate the pizza in the subway, this story is both crazy and common. Ever heard of Colonizer, Alabama? It was once a thriving Black community with a Black college, the first Black railroad, and literally hundreds of family homes. Today, it's Lake Martin. At least they had the decency to name it after a Black person. And if you think this kind of thing only happened in the South, let me introduce you to a place called Central Park. It's named after that coffee shop on Friends. Central Park used to have a Black community in it called York Hill. But the city of New York destroyed York Hill so that they could build the Central Park Reservoir. Because if there's one thing New York needs, it's another place for ducks to hang out. But if you come here, don't try and feed those ducks. They are very aggressive. Mess around and lose a finger. Now, when the residents of York Hill were kicked out of their homes, they fled to another Black community nearby called Seneca Village. And then a few years later, New York destroyed Seneca Village too, so that they could build Central Park on top of it. The craziest part of this story is that I work a few blocks away from a place where the government disappeared two Black communities. And until recently, I didn't know about any of it. You know why? Because it worked. They tried to erase Black communities and they came way too close. But now there are people doing the research. So we are finally learning about places like Henry and McKee Islands, which is now located under Lake Guntersville in Alabama, and Vanport, Oregon, which is now located under Delta Park. And all of these towns, which are currently literally underwater.
Okay, let's look at them towns. Look at them towns. Henry Island, Alabama. Kenneth, California. Bird, California. Elmore, California. Morley, California. What else? Who else we got? Oh, shoot. I didn't went past the thing.
Hey, wait.
Hold on. I want y'all to see them again because we got to, hold on.
Seneca Village burnt. They tried to.
I want to get them cities up there. Golly, I knew I was going to do that. Hold on, y'all. Be patient. Hold on. Let's see. Is that going to work for me?
And all of these towns, which are currently literally underwater.
I did it again, didn't I? I wanted to see these cities because I want us to help. I want to understand.
Port, Oregon, which is now located under Delta Park. And all of these towns, which are currently literally underwater.
Okay, let's talk about them. We got what? Elmore, Elmore, California. We got Marley, California. We got Cabala, California, Colorado, and we didn't think black folk lived in Colorado. Then we got what? Sarah, what's Sapernio, Colorado, Dillon, Colorado, Jerusalem, Connecticut. Okay, they even named those. Okay, and you got Oldfield, Indiana. I've never heard. I'm from Indiana. Well, I was born in New York and moved to Indiana, stayed there forever. I don't. I almost want to find out where is this Oldfield? What's that? Old Fairfield, Indiana. Where is that at? I'd love to know where was that at. Then we got Round Valley, New Jersey. Have you guys ever heard of any of these places? Warren, Maryland. Dana, Massachusetts. Okay. Let's see what else we got. We got an Enfield. Okay, I'm going to try to play it again so I don't lose everything. I just want to. Okay, we got Warren, Maryland. Dana, Massachusetts. Enfield, Massachusetts. Greenwich, Massachusetts. Say that one. Then we got Apprentice, Mississippi, Brown Station, Mississippi. No, Brown Station, New York, and Old Never Sink, New York. Old Never Sink, New York. Some of these cities, where are they at? These are the cities that we left to go, okay, to see if their ice was colder. Some of these cities was burned down. They are now what you say? One city was known as Central Park. Now you got two cities that Central Park is on top of right now. But we are failing to realize the mental illness among us, to start trusting them, to stay with them. We know the damage. We know these people. Now we're dealing with their seeds of people that have erased whole Black cities, over 200 of them. And we're forgetting our history. This is why he told us he told us to teach our children. He said, don't even mix and mingle with them. But we're not even remembering that. And now we're learning our history. They're telling our history. Now they got a movie. What the got a woman king. What is going on here? And Black people spending their money to see this movie. What's the movie called? The King, and it's a woman king or something. What's the new movie? Is it the Woman King? What's it called? You guys, help me out. Why are we watching stuff like that? Do you guys understand what that movie is producing? It's not producing anything positive among Black people. They are really trying to dig the heels in with our men. They are really trying to say that women can be kings now. How is that possible? So you have to understand, this is that sexual thing that's going on with America. How they want to switch the sexes. Want women to act like men and men to act like women. What? I don't want a man's job. I don't want to be on a king's seat. I want to stay in my place. Everybody has their place, and they know that. But if I can get you to come out of your place, but I'm going to stay in my place. Ain't nobody doing this but Black women and Black folk to each other. But we have to understand what they're doing and who we're dealing with. But with our mental illness, we can't see beyond what's in front of our face. What is the name of that dang on movie? Y'all help me out. Harsh reality. Well, that's a good question. But right now, we're trying to understand the mental illness of Black people, always thinking that they can lead us and tell us what to do. When are we going to think for ourselves? When are we going to think for ourselves? If not all of them, the majority of them were Black towns. Okay? But we have to get to the place of understanding what's really going on with the movie. I want to talk about that just a little bit. And I want to show you the mental illness that we are dealing with. Stop allowing them to tell you what to think and how to think. We got in trouble when they were voting and they told you Trump was dangerous. Trump was more racist. Trump was this, that, and the other, and you bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. Then you put another racist in there. Can we please think for ourselves here? Can we stop allowing dysfunction to think and tell us what to think? These people have been molesting their children, sleeping with the animals since the beginning of time. That's what they do. That's nothing new. So now they want to bring you in on their dysfunction. That's not who we are. If I can, let me tell you something. There was a story in the Bible where Saul, and I'm gonna go there with you on this one. It was two kings. It was a king, Balaam, and it was King. I forgot the king's name. What is the king's name? He wanted Balaam to help him to bring Israel to sin, so that and he knew, and this is what we're dealing with now, because if they can bring you into something dysfunctional, you're gonna cut your foot off. Spite your face. You're going to cut your nose off, spite your face. But if I can bring them into my world, if I can help them to genocide themselves, if I can help them to start putting dresses on their little boys, if I can help them to understand that it's okay for your son not to have his dad in his life, if I can help you to understand that it's okay for me to help you to emasculate your boys. Let's feminize our boys. Let's put little boys in dresses now and call it normal. Can we please start thinking for ourselves? If they want to be dysfunctional, so be it. They always have been. But why are you going to let them lead you around? Everything they do, we want to do, even if we know it's dysfunctional. So now we're allowing them to tell us it's okay to step into our king's roles. We already been doing that, ladies. And it's not working. It's not worked. Look at our children. Men, get back on your throne and run your houses. Stop allowing them to run your house. We need our men. I need real men. Real women need real men to get back on their throne, because I don't want to do a man's job. I know where it's going, but you got to know where it's going. You got to be able to see the bigger picture. And they're doing it. They've been doing it. They'll hire a black man, a black woman before they will a black man, and he'll be sitting at home unemployed. I'm a recruiter. I call people for jobs every day. Let me just show you how it works. I can count the coins. I can look at a black name. I call them. They're not working. White folk good. They working. They do it. They ain't never home. Okay. But black folk and black men always home. Don't you? And I'm looking at the resume. This one guy, he making 30. He's a lone person. He's off, was laid off. You know, he went from one job, quit this job over here, went to work this job. They let him go, and now he's stuck because he quit a job to go to another job, and that wasn't what he should have done, because he was working pretty good in this job. But you have to understand the bigger picture. I call them, and I'm seeing that they're home. They're not working. They're not working. If I call a black person's house, I can guarantee you 9 out of 10, they're answering the phone, and I can put them into work. But then I'll put them up for the job. They're not hiring them. They'll hire now they're hiring Indians. They're hiring foreigners before they will black people. Y'all have to understand what I'm saying here. I see what they're doing. I'm behind the scene and I'm looking at it and I'm not liking it because it's disgusting. So I'm putting all these black folk in for jobs, right? They're not hiring them. And then they look at me like Cassie. And I'm like, hey, I'm putting them in. I can't make them hire them. But I understand what's going on. They'll hire. Now, if you don't have any Indians in the list, then they'll hire a black woman every now and then. Then we'll put a black man up there. They say, oh, they'll test him and say, oh, he's incompetent. But then another company will test him. And the other company says, oh, Cassie, he was pretty good. We're going to hire him. But you just had another company over here that told me he was incompetent. He's not with the problem. They're the problem. I got 2 different companies telling me 2 different things about this one black man. Who you think I'm going to believe? Them who's told me he's incompetent, or the ones who hired him? Thank you for hiring him. But do you understand what's going on? We got to be able to see the big. This is why we need think tanks. This is why we need think tanks. We need to be able to see the bigger picture so we can say, hey, this is what's going on, family. This is why I tell men that's coming out of prison, get your own business. I don't care if you have to go to and go to Midas or and to learn a trade. You're in jail, you know a trade. I know a guy that was in jail. He can draw his behind off. I'm like, what are you doing with that talent? Besides trying to make white folk hire you. And anything he does, he'll lose a job like that. Because anything he does, it's like, you're done. Because they're not giving you chance. They're not giving our men chances. They'll give them white boys chances, but they're not giving you no chance. But he can draw. I'm like, what are you doing with that talent? You got to find something to do with your talents. We have talents, family. We have to work our talents. Some people have the gift of entrepreneurship on their family. That's your gift. That's what you should be doing. Some are drivers. In the gift of driving. Okay, some have the gift of music. Some have the gift of drawing. Some have the gift of service. Some can fix a car and just look. I know a guy can fix a car, and I'm telling you, he needs his own shop, but he's trying to beg white folk to hire him. Why? Get you one. You can use my garage. I mean, you can use my driveway. I'm just saying. Start somewhere. Even if you use a parking lot, go to an empty parking lot and call the city and see who owns that. Call that person and say, hey, I want to pay rent. Can I use your parking lot? Just so I can start fixing on these cars. Just so I can start just a little something until I can afford to get my own little shed. You can buy a little, what are those little frame things? It's almost like a garage. Okay, use one of them until you can get your own shop. But I'm just saying, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere, family. They hoping and praying that you allow your woman to override you because they putting it out there. They ain't hiring these black men. They not hiring y'all. They're not hiring you. They want these black women over you. They want to cause division and confusion in your family. Because a real man he want to work. A real man don't want no woman taking care of him. They don't want to. They've seen it. Some of them do. Now, yeah, okay. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the real man that really is being shut down and shut out. Now, they started in the 70s, right? And it keeps getting worse and worse and worse for our men. Now we got black women that's working against it. Okay, that's helping them out. And let's be honest. They doing it on purpose. You have to see the bigger picture. You have to understand what's really going on. You have to understand what's really truly going on. And it's all meant for us to divide and conquer. Because once they get rid of our men, ladies, then they're coming after you and your children because you don't have any protection. So we have to start dealing with the mental illness that I'm seeing in the black community. We have to start talking about this big elephant in the room where men and women are coming against each other. Who does that? You're coming against your protection? Are you serious? Because white folk done told you? Or because you didn't jump on that bandwagon? No. Stop letting them tell you what to think about your man. Because they have an issue with your man. Because they want to be your man. Because they jealous of our black men. They intimidated by our black men. And then they're going to tell you to come against your man. And then what? So they can come in and then you end up dead? You know about, I'm telling you. We got black women dating, a black woman met a man on, here I go again, met a man on Craigslist, I think it was, right? And where is she? Missing. You cannot tell who's serious and who's not, ladies. Leave them alone. They're very dangerous. Why are you trying to step out there? Because of what? Material stuff? You willing to risk your life because he got a beautiful home. He got a little money. But I guarantee you, that inside is not as good as what the outside is looking, honey. I guarantee you that. The grass is not always greener when you get over there because you see all the dookie in the yard. Oh, they got a dog. Whoa, look at all that. And you be like, man, my grass was a whole lot better over there. We ain't have all that dookie over there. I'm just saying. It's time for us to deal with the elephant in the room. To know who we really dealing with. Let me finish. I'm not done. I'm going to show you another one. Let me finish showing you who you're dealing with. Okay? We done. Go in here and stop sharing this one. Let's see if I can come over here and Let me tell you. I hope you can hear this one. Let me see. Can I do this one? Hold on. I need to see. Okay, we got
fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. Okay, and Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that.
Listen to him.
Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because
Why?
we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap.
Dirt
So
cheap.
that's the message. It doesn't mean to say that there's nothing Africans can do. Of course there is. Okay, but this is the opposition that they're fighting. This is what it's about. Because if Africa does do something different, I assure you, living standards of all those in Europe and North America and Asia is going to fall. Okay, and that is a big price to pay. I assure you that the West is not going to allow that without a big fight. Okay, so this is what it's fundamentally about. What I want to show you is how these structures are operating. It's just 20 minutes, so we can't do very much, but just to give you a little bit of an idea. And why I keep the ideology part there is because we are part of the producers of ideology. At universities and academic institutions, we are.
Did you hear what he said? We have to keep Africa poor, and we want to make them believe that it's their fault. That was in the beginning, right? Then he said China, America, and what? France and all the European countries, right? That's using Africa because Africa is paying them. Now, without Africa, those countries would fail. Did you hear him? But Africa looked like what Trump called them, shithole countries. Y'all have to understand this. Because we want to get, they said, because we want to get what we need from Africa dirt cheap, right? The minerals, the gold, all of what they're getting from Africa, they're getting it dirt cheap, right? From Africa. But I'm going to tell you what, Africa can change that at any point, any second, any minute that they want to. How? They're coming to get minerals and stuff that they need from you, right? But you have to know your worth. You don't know your worth, you're going to keep doing what you're doing. You sitting up there, the presidents are rich, right? But you have to understand, you're looking at a black face. But who's controlling the black face? You have to understand what's going on. This is the mental illness that we deal with. We have to understand. We'll look at that president and say, oh, he's a sellout. He's doing this, that, and the other. But you're not understanding. Every president, over 178 presidents died. I think it was over, I want to say last year. 178 African presidents, and not just presidents, but you had leaders and ambassadors, all died last year. 178. Why? Because some of them was trying to break free of the European hands. They was trying to start thinking for themselves. Tanzania president died, and they said, oh, died of COVID. A lot of presidents, quote unquote, died from COVID from Africa, but Africa, the COVID, I shouldn't be saying that word, from the lollipop, okay? Well, from the virus, okay? A lot of them died, but they weren't, but guess what? Africa had less than a percentage of those people got sick, the 19, okay? I'm just saying 19. I'm trying to say what's going to say, but okay? But you had more of them presidents, quote unquote, to die, but where was that virus the most? It was in the West, right? European countries had a lot of 19, right? A lot of European countries. But how many white leaders died? But you had a lot of African leaders, quote unquote, who died of that one night of the 119 than anybody else in the world. Tell me why. But it was less over there than it was anywhere in the world. But they told you that most of them died of the 19, right? Really? Do we really believe that? Do we really believe that? It was 0.5% in Africa. Probably 100 people might have died, maybe 200, if that. I don't even think that many died in Africa. But it was thousands, thousands, thousands in the West, thousands in the European countries, thousands in what was it, Italy and all France, all these like thousands died, right? But no leaders. How many leaders died? Any white leaders died? When Biden got it, did he die? Trump, did he die? No. But they said, oh, but every time Tanzania president told them, I'm not giving that to my people. The VAC. Okay. I'm not giving that to my people. He died. He did a test on animals and a fruit, an animal and a piece of fruit. And they both came back positive. So he knew it was something. He said, but he was a scientist. You have to understand. Tanzania president was a scientist. Okay. But he did that test on a fruit and an animal, and it both came back positive. I don't know if fruit can catch COV or not. I'm just saying. But he was smart. He knew what he was dealing with, but it cost him his life because he told them, I wouldn't even said nothing. I would have just known that I wasn't giving it to my people, and I would have said, oh, I got, and I would have, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, especially when you know what you're up against. He hadn't told you. He said, we're involved in the coups. He told you, we're involved in the coups. But I'm going to tell you what, how African handle that. And I'm getting ready to get harsh. If I was a leader in Africa and I died, okay, or say like, okay, the leader in Africa put it in place where if something happens to me or my family, I want you to find out the person that was in I get excited for, who was in charge and who carried out the white supremacy order. And I want you to hold him captive, and I want every last person, I want his whole lineage to die in front of him. I'm just saying. And I guarantee you, and then you're going to kill him. But I'm going to guarantee you that when you do that, not another person will rise up against the government trying to kill anybody. Haiti, that president, that boy that went in Haiti and killed that Haiti president and left the wife alive, his whole family should be, I shouldn't even talk. I do not condone violence. I'm just saying, let's start there. I don't condone violence. I condone justice. You coming in there and you taking money to uprise a country and to wreak havoc on a country because the West can't come in there and do it, so they're going to use your black face to do it, and you are hired by them to do it, then guess what? You will suffer the consequences. Justice will happen to you and your family. You come in there. I'm telling you, this is the only way to handle stuff like this. Oh, I'm harsh. That's harsh, yes. But I guarantee you, you do one person, you do 6 people like that, I guarantee you, they'll sit down somewhere. Man, if I do this, they're going to take out my whole family. Justice needs to be served for these presidents to come out. 172 of them dead. Presidents and ambassadors and leaders. Okay, last year, look it up. Just saying, look it up. But we have to know who we're dealing with. We don't understand who we're dealing with. This dude is telling you. I remember a scientist that talked about the HIV. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm going to stop sharing. Let me see. Do I have another one? I think that's it. But I want to say, hold on. No, I have one more. Let's listen to him. Let's listen to him.
For other leaders, we were involved in Mozambique, spreading this virus through medical conditions. We were involved in Angola with Salombi for various operations. We got military support.
Can you hear it? You guys tell me.
People were killed during these operations? Oh, definitely. Really, doesn't it? Can I just do the question again and then you can come in? You mentioned actively spreading it. There was a unit in Mozambique.
Thank you, Forecast.
That one of the things was that we went into African countries. And how was that done? Exactly? Through inoculation. Through vaccines? Yeah, through vaccines. Pretending to inoculate people and type of thing. The idea being to kill black people? Yeah, to eradicate black people. You must understand the concept was that AIDS was a killer. It was incurable at that point in time. So it was led to believe that if it affected people, it was the quick, non-militaristic approach to eliminate black people. And that is something you know for a fact that AIDS was actually being spread to other countries? Yes, to African countries. Before we continue with...
Okay. Did we hear that? Oh, I'm coming back over here now. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. Let me make sure I don't have another one. I may have another one. Hold on. Okay, that's fine. I just want to stop sharing. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay. Do you understand? Do we understand who we're dealing with? They don't change. They pass it down from generation to generation. They don't change. Everything that they put in place for Black people is for your demise. We have to understand who the enemy is, and we have to start teaching our children this. We've stopped teaching our children. So now, because we feel comfortable. 1963, MLK, who was a traitor, mental illness, Black people, Boule. We need to understand who the Boule was, and they used the Boule all the time. And those are those coons, right? Against Black folk like myself. Black folk against what W.E. Boys, Du Bois came up against who? Marcus Garvey, right? Okay, they always use a Black face that they pay to sabotage plans for freedom. We have to deal with the mental illness of forgetting who we're dealing with, forgetting people that have did the most harm to you. Now you call friends. Now you mixing and mingling, and now you marrying, and now you having babies with them. And you call, oh, they cool. It don't matter who you love. It does matter who you love. Because you weren't supposed to be mixing and mingling with them in the first place. And now you're dumb enough to genocide yourself. Because now you're recreating another generation, another culture that's going to be an enemy to Black people once those things are done, because Biden told you by 2040, they're going to be done, right? But you're recreating another enemy for yourself, which is those mixed babies. Because half those mixed babies with white mamas, they don't like Black people. They don't. Because they mama talking about Black folk in the house. And they part Black. So they, oh my God, something must be wrong with me. So I'm going to just not, I'm going to just act like Black people don't exist. And they have an issue with Black people. But we have to understand what's going on. We have to get back to teaching our children who the enemy is. We cannot forget. He said, pass it down from generation to generation. We're not even talking about slavery anymore to our children. So guess what? They're coming up with laws to take it totally, what they're calling us, indentured servants. If you won't tell your story, somebody else will. If you don't tell your story, they will. But I won't let my granddaughter forget. It's not about hating anybody. I don't hate anybody. I treat you the way you treat me. I don't trust any of them. And if I see a Black person telling me that Becky is her best friend, I don't want to be around her either, because she will sell me out. Because she's more dedicated to Becky than she would be to me any day. I don't need Black friends, Black folk to be friends with Becky, because I know you're not my friend. Because you don't know who the enemy is, and you think Becky your friend. But I'm gonna tell you what, I told y'all about that Black boy that was dating the white girl, and he shot into that car, and the white girl is testifying against him with her white white friends that was in the truck trying to kill her and her black boyfriend. But that was his girlfriend, wasn't it? But who's she partying with now? Not him. Not him. She was in a car with him. You mean to tell me you didn't hear the same thing that he heard? She's testifying against him. They asked her questions. I didn't hear any slurs. I didn't hear them call him N words. I didn't hear any of that. Then what? He just took his gun out and started shooting? Because those two guys that was in the truck, the white girl that he shot, they lived. So they're testifying against, they're got their stories together. And this black boy and the white girl who was in the car, he's thinking, okay, our story's gonna match, right? They should. We in the car together. We dating. But that goes to show you they're always on code. Even if they married to you, they're not going to side with you. Yes, she was dating him. That was his girlfriend. He was in the same car at the same time. They saw them in the car together, and this white black boy with this white girl, and they was harassing, running them off the road, and blah blah blah. She said, "I was just worried." She said something about that, but it didn't seem like it was, that, the statement that she made it seem like maybe it was an accident, that they came into their lane. It was the way she was saying it that really was like questionable. Say what it is and mean what you say and say what you mean. Don't go around the mountain. We're going around the mountain with this story. No, come out and say what you meant. But that wasn't what she did. She's on code. They will always be on code with their own. Why do you think Kyle Rittenhouse got off for murdering two white men that was marching with Black Lives Matter that was off code? Off code white men die, right? The one in the January 6th white guy that died. He was off code because he was trying to stop them from coming into Cal. He was off code. They killed him. Did they bring any charges? No. I'm just saying. You have to understand what you're dealing with. And we keep forgetting. These people don't change. Those are Satan's seed. And once you understand that, you read the Bible, you'll understand who they are. He called them serpent people. Ooh, who do you call certain people? Them? They know we're dealing with. Fallen angels. Who you think they are? But that's the story for another day. We can go so deep with that one. Everything they do. Said I ought to tell you, your kids going to school with them. Oh, I'm hearing some horrible stories. And it's almost like he's trying to tell us to get away from them. But we won't. We're fighting for dear life to stay with them, to stay in the same schools, to stay in the same neighborhoods, to stay in the same workforce, to keep working, continuously working under them. We are fighting for dear life. You go through hell on your jobs, men, with them. You go through hell on your jobs every single day. You get arrested on weekends because you got to regroup for Monday and Tuesday. Now you dread until now you go, oh my God, I got to go to work with them. God, today I'm so sick of them. I don't know what to do. What's your gifts? Why aren't you building? You're getting ready to get your taxes, right? Build. Get you some like-minded people that think like you and build. I used to say that if you are a cosmetologist, you're a tattoo person, or you are a barber, if you are dealing with any type of beauty, braider, nails, those 7 people can bring their taxes together, and you can find you a building. You can open up a building, and you can run your own shop together, like-minded Black people. If you're a doctor, if you're a plumber, you're a car mechanic, you're an electrician, you can bring your monies together, especially my doctors, my lawyers, my dentists, bring your monies together. My doulas, bring your monies together, and you can open up your own shop together. My caterers, bring your money together. If you do desserts and I do meals, if I can cook, somebody can do breakfasts, pull your monies together and open up your own shop. Open up your own eatery. If you like coffee, open up your coffee shop. Just start small. But we won't do anything. We'll just keep on going through hell with them. You keep trying to work on their jobs, forcing yourself to go. And then you want to come to the car and you want to punch the steering wheel and you want to cuss folk out at home because you ain't got no business on that job in the first place. But you gotten comfortable. You was only supposed to be there for a season, but you end up being there for 10 years now and you still miserable. And you got the money, you just scared. Scared to step out. Scared to do your own business because you know how black folk are. But we have to start changing our mindset. We have to start dealing with this mental illness that's in our community. It's a whole lot more. But this is just one part of the mental illness that we need to deal with. We need to deal with us. We have to start supporting our own. We have to start buying our own land. We have to start pulling our monies together. We need our own community stores. We're going to need it for what's coming. Biden already told y'all it's going to be a cold, dark winter. Do you guys believe him or not? I'm just saying. But y'all wanted him instead of Trump. Trump was a fool too. You exchanged one devil for another. Thought you was getting something better. Go figure. You changed Satan for the devil. You thought, oh, one. Wow. I've heard people say, well, and this is the dumbest thing. I decided on the lesser of two evils. What does that mean? What's the lesser of two evils? If one evil is evil, the other one is evil. What do you mean? The lesser of two evils. Remember, let me go back. I'm going to bring that scripture back on you. Remember, he asked in the Bible, he said, who do you want? You want a king or you want me? And they said, we want to be like everybody else. We want a king. It's okay, take your king. Every 4 years, we go and get us a racist king. And we have partnered with them since 1963, and we've been at the bottom ever since. Does that ring a bell to anybody? We had, hold on. Here, let's try this. We had 200 cities, right? 200 cities we had, right? So we left our cities and came over to them, and we lost everything. Because for one, we were ungrateful. All you had to do was stay over there and continue building, and you could have put your tax money into your cities, into your businesses, into your hospitals, clinics, and they would have been better. Because anything that black folk do ends up coming out better than theirs, right? Always. But that's not what we did. We dropped it all. We left our Negro Leagues. We left the peace of mind. We left our neighborhoods, moved into theirs. Then you got crosses burned. I remember back in the day when we were kids, when I was a child, we had a black guy that he had a Shell service station. I'll never forget. He moves out there and it's all white, racist neighborhood, right? In Crown Point, Indiana. And they were burning crosses. They started burning crosses in his yard. But he wanted a nice house in a white neighborhood. And he got crosses burned. His children were, just treated crazy in these white schools. But you think, oh, I'm going to go to a white school. It's going to be so much better than with those black children. How's that working for you? They're putting dresses on your kids. They're making your son dig out the toilet with his hands because one child put too much toilet in the toilet and he stopped it up. So the teacher, white teacher, black little boy, she made him use his hands to pull the feces out, okay, to unstop the toilet with his hands. But we okay with that, okay? You got black folk allowing white people to teach their children to swim, and the little boy drowned. She was alone with the 4-year-old. Listen to this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for her. But I want you guys to deal with this mental illness that we're dealing with. She leaves the baby because this white woman, your friend, you probably trusted her with your baby's life because you left her alone with your child with water, thinking he was going to be safe with somebody that was dealing with mental illness. Okay. So you leave your baby with this swimmer. She was teaching him how to swim. You guys, I'm sure have heard about it. You can pull it up. She comes out and tells your baby dead. He's 4. What happened? You're supposed to be in the water with him. What happened? How does he drown with you there? Tell me. Because she wouldn't let the parents stay in the room. Why? For one. You need to help me to understand that. You teaching him how to swim. Why I got to be out the room? You're only teaching him to swim. He's 4. If I don't go in the room, he don't go in the room. Protection, family. Protection. We are a children's keeper. So she leaves the room. She comes out. Your son is dead. Really, show me my son. Let me see. I'd have locked that door and it would have been her and I. And I would have been coming out. I would have been going to jail. But I guarantee you, she wouldn't have been coming out. My son don't come out. You don't come out. You can call it what you want. It is called justice. We need to deal with this mental illness. Stop calling enemies friends. Stop taking up for these crackers. Stop sitting up there acting like, well, that's my friend. But she treats you, only reason she's your friend because you're safe around her. If you act like me, ain't got no white friends. I don't have not one. Why? Because I don't trust any of them. So why am I going to hang around with them? Why am I going to go to dinner with them? Why am I going to go anywhere with them by myself? I'm just saying, I'm not going to set myself up like that. Because I have to go to jail. I'm not trying to go to jail. I'm just saying, I don't trust them. Why am I going to be with them by myself? I've seen people go camping trips with them. Peter Spencer. Look up Peter Spencer. He's dead. 5 white men. He worked with one. The one asked him to go hunting. Black folk don't hunt. Do we hunt? Do we hunt? I'm just saying, do we hunt? We need to, but do we hunt? His girlfriend was pregnant, told her, honey, I don't think you should go. She wasn't feeling it, right? You ain't listening. You got to listen. We sometimes women feel stuff. We're not trying to be the king, but sometimes we can feel. Okay. He goes anyway. She goes to pick him up at a certain time because he said be back at a certain time. He landed in front yard dead. What happened? Know what they said? Let me help you out. It was self-defense. This boy was shot 9 times in the back, in the buttocks, in the back of the head. All of this, all back there. But it was self-defense. Nobody went to jail, but he was with his friends. But his friend brought 4 other people with him to hunt with Peter Spencer. Yes, ended up in the river. Yes, and they didn't arrest nobody. Did they? How he fall in the river? And she knew they was looking for him, didn't she? And she never came forward, did she? They had to do a little investigating, didn't they? What about the little thought, the one that was with the OnlyFans person, the little hoe, the OnlyFans hoe, the white girl with the Nigerian? They were already toxic. I keep telling you, these white folk toxic. They dealing with mental illness too. Anytime you can hang a person, burn a person, and you show your child and you allow your child to watch that nigga on he up there on the tree burning, and they just laughing. And they say, look, and the child looking up and they just smiling. That's mental illness. You're passing down traumas onto your child. So all of them take medication. Tell me a white person that you know that don't take medication. Tell me one. I know some. I've worked with some of them. One man coming to work, and he looking crazy. And I said, so-and-so, what's wrong? What's going on? Because I watch him at work. When I was working with him, I watched. I wanted to see who was coming in, looking crazy, who was not acting right. I watched. What's wrong? Well, Kathy, you can tell I stopped taking my medication. And I said, well, why you do that? You need to we need you to take that medication because acting a little different around here. Okay, I'm trying to be nice. You're acting a little different. Okay, I said, I could tell you act a little different. I said, you might need that. You might need that medication back. I said, you need to talk to your doctor today, because you might need that medication because I think you need it. Okay, that's nice as I can say it. Because I want to say, look, dude, I ain't want to tell you what I want to say, but you acting a little weird, strange. You might need that medication. If I were you, I would call him today and see if he can get you back on that medicine. Or do you have some at home or in your truck? Because I know you probably have some pills because he weaned you off them, but you still got some left. You can always, go back to your truck and do what you need to do because I think you need, you're having a rough day. I've noticed this for a couple of days because I'm watching him because, they go crazy and they got guns and they shooting up stuff. So I'm looking because I have to keep my purse with me because I'm just saying, I'm not going to be too far from where I need to be to get some help. Okay. Y'all, I'm going to have my candy bar with me. I'm just saying because I don't trust them. Everywhere I go, I don't trust them looking. I'm watching. I watch people come in Walmart. I watch people's hands. I watch people when they walking a little too close to me. I will turn around and I'm doing the whole, hey, excuse me, you in my circle. We don't do that. I'm sorry. I'm not one of them. I'm not gonna sit there. Well, I felt a little uncomfortable. I'm not the girl that went to the babysitting. What about the girl that went to the overnight sleepover with, was it 6 white girls? 7 white girls? They wake up, she laying on the front lawn dead. Nobody arrested. But if I had been, there had been 6 of us black women, and that white girl, or one white girl would have come up dead on our front lawn, all 7 would have went to jail, right? Even the daughter that wasn't even there that lived in the house would have went to jail. I'm just saying. Yes. And then you had another one that was in the garage. What about this one? She was come from a Nigerian. She come from one of them countries, okay? And I'm sorry, they got it bad, y'all. Oh God. She was he was white. She was like they were roommates. She's in the garage, hung up in the garage. It's 102 in the garage. She's been in there for days. You don't smell nothing. He calls his mom. His mom comes down. How's his mom coming down? What's going on with your mom coming down? That you didn't find it strange. So he goes in the garage. He finds her. He calls his mom. His mom comes down. And they question him. And they said, he goes, well, she was dealing with bipolar. That's not a black issue, honey. And because they deal with it, they think we got it. I'm just saying. That's not some black folk deal. Well, I'm not gonna say all. There are some black folk, but okay. He wanted to make it seem like that she killed herself. Okay, but it was 4 or 5 days. She's missing. She's in the garage. You don't smell that? It's 102 degrees in the garage. She dead for days. You don't smell that? Okay, but I'm just saying. I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to forget who are we dealing with. I don't like to do no long lives, you guys. I only want to be on here for a minute. But the conclusion of the matter is we need to start dealing with that elephant in the room. We have to start thinking for ourselves. We don't follow dysfunction. Just like the one with the woman talking about the king. How you a king? You nobody's king. Can't take his place. I don't want to take my husband's place. I don't want to run the house. That's not my job. That's his job. When you got a house that's out of order, that either don't have a man in the house, it's out of order. Or you have a man in the house, but the woman is running things, that's out of order. Or the woman is trying to tell the man what to do, that's out of order. It's time for us to deal with the mental illness. We know how to do this, family. We don't need them telling us, hey, vote for somebody that's not going to do anything for you. We can vote. We can run locally. We can start running for some of these offices locally and change our situation. We voted. We ran for mayor. Get 2 city council. There's 2 or 3 city council members is black. That'll have your back. You can change things that way. And we can take some of the money that those mayors are giving to the police officers. We can defund them. When I say defund them, I'm not talking about no police officers ever. That's stupid. What I'm talking about is taking some of that money away from the police officers, and I want you to give it to dads on duty. That's an amazing group. And there's a dad on duty, and you can have one in every country of America. You can have dads on duties. We can hire them to come into the schools. We can hire them to patrol their neighborhoods. We can hire them, use them as security, and they will control the neighborhoods and patrol the neighborhoods. And we will deal with the drug dealers that's on the corners that's trying to sell to us. No, you want to do that, you go in the white folk neighborhood and you data over there. You're not doing that up in here. And we're going to deal with some things. Black people, black men need to deal with issues that's in the black hood, in the black community. I'm just saying there's things that we can do, but we won't. But we know how. And we can build more online schools. How? We have teachers that work faithfully for white schools. Where you at? Why don't we have those teachers that can create an online school like Zykes Institute in New York? That's a black school. Why can't we just partner with him and take our children out of some of these schools? If you're paying after school care, if you're paying daycare, you take that money and you pay Zykes Institute. We have nannies. We have uh, grandmas that you can pay to come into your home to watch those babies while you're at work to make sure that those babies get online. Pay the mother-in-laws to do this. If the mother-in-laws are sitting there doing nothing, they would love to come and watch little Johnny for you. Pay them. Pay them, Mama. I need you here Monday through Friday to make sure little Johnny gets online. I'm going to put him in Zykes Institute. I'm going to have to pay Zykes Institute certain amount, and I'll pay you the other amount that I would pay daycare. I'm going to pay you to come in and watch Johnny. I'll be home. If Johnny is 9 or 10, grandma can leave at 2 or 3. You come home at 4. They can watch themselves for an hour. Do your homework. Mommy will be home at 4. I'm leaving at 3:30. I'm just saying, I'm a visionary. I give you ideas on how we can solve our problems. Our problems can be solved today. We take our money from them. We support every black business that we know across the board, and we come up with our black phone book. And we support the businesses in the black community. You take your money from them, I guarantee you they will come to sit at your table. I guarantee you they'll come to you to say, what have we done wrong? What can we do to fix it? Because power to them is money. Money is power. And as long as you're giving them your $1.3 trillion and not doing for self, you're going to stay at the bottom. We've been at the bottom since 1963. We've not moved an inch. At least before we got under them, we had cities. We had 200 of them, if you forgot. We had over 200 cities. Now we have nothing. Nothing. Because we left our cities unguarded. And they came in and ransacked them. What we do the next time, we have our own security. Ram in the Bush has security. We do security. Ram in the Bush. And the vision is to use our Ram in the Bush men. We can use them as security for our neighborhoods. We can use them as police officers. We can use them to protect the real hood, to protect our areas. I don't know why my screen's doing that. Okay, is that better? I think the air is flowing. But we can use them to protect our areas. We can use them to go up in our schools. Because our babies need the dads. We can't do anything without our men. Ladies, if these men are there supporting you, they may not be giving you all of what but if you're able to take care of that child on $50, $60, I'm just trying, look, we're here to work together. He's working, you guys got to work together. Dad, you can go get them babies sometimes. If you live close enough where you can drop that child off on some school nights, okay, Monday and Tuesday, when he or she's with mom, Thursday and Friday, he can be with you, or vice versa. You can switch it up however you want to do it. But when that boy reaches 10, I think if you're separated from the woman, you need to be taking care of them boys from 10 on. From 1 to 9, the mom can handle it. But from 10 on, them boys need to be with you. Because we create, no. Dads, we need you. We can't do this without you. And any woman say, I don't need a man. Now, what's wrong with you? That's mental illness. So when you hear a black woman saying that, I don't need a man. You're mentally ill. You have to have balance in your homes. You have to have balance. That child needs both mom and dad. Needs mom and dad. You can't do one without the other. You got to have both. And we trying to do this, trying to raise kids with just one parent. When the dad is over there, he wants to be involved, but because he dates somebody else, you don't want them around. If you don't get yourself right, get your mind right. All these men out here, come on, he don't want you. Okay, move forward. But if you was married, you knew each other, you understood each other, you'd be working on some things, right? Work on yourself. Stop sleep with these men and first date and getting pregnant, then you looking to him to be there. He ain't been there for the last 5 kids he had. What the hell you think? I'm just saying. What are you thinking? He's not been there for the last 5. What makes you think he's gonna be there for your 1? That it don't work like that, ladies. It's time for us to deal with the mental illness. You got men and women that have baby by every man they meet. You need your tube tied. And you need to go and get some help. That's mental illness. And vice versa. You got men out here having a baby by every woman he meet. Just dropping that seed by, dropping that seed by. You need a mental health day. You need to go see somebody. So, but you have to understand it. It's not just, it's where we are. This country is toxic. It's hard not to deal with what we deal with every day and not have some mental illness going on, family. But we have to be honest about it and ready to deal with it. Because we got black folks that sit up here telling you, you need to cry for a slave master. And get mad on national Twitter and want to cuss you out for a white woman that didn't give a damn about him. Mental illness. Mental illness. I'm sick of these boulets. I'm sick of these folk in Hollywood trying to tell black folk how to think. You ain't got nothing. You can't tell me until you do what you're supposed to do as far as getting yourself together. You done been singing and entertaining. You don't have your own nothing yet. You should have your own producing something. You've been in entertainment for the last 20 years and you can't got nothing to show for it. Still, no. Until you get it together, you can't come tell Black America nothing. Get yours together. You've been working in Hollywood. How many years are you still working on the white folk? You can't even breathe without them telling you to breathe. You breathe before it's time. What? But you trying to tell me what? No, bro. No. You ain't got nothing to come. You ain't. No. You handle yours over there. Take care of your house. If you don't want to, you want to laugh, you want to cry, that's you. But don't tell grown folk what to do. We grown over here. If I want to, I'm not crying for her. Why would I? Why? It's just like me crying for show business being a slave. Which we still are. We just don't know it. But when we going to be tired enough to start building and doing for self, doing something new, building our own tables. But I've said enough. I think I've said all that I can. I've said all that I can. I'm glad you guys came. I appreciate you guys for spending time. Even the ones that will come after the live is done. Thank you. Like and share, comment. We got to do better. We got to do better. I try to not just do videos just to talk. I need a conclusion to the matter. I always try to give you a conclusion to the matter. Now it's time for us to start implementing, doing. Thanks, Wilbur. Y'all like and share. We'll see you next. I don't know. I'm trying to, maybe I'll do Saturdays. I need a schedule for Saturdays. I'm just trying to see what is the best day for me to do this, because Sundays is like crazy for me. But thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. And thank you. We need a think tank. We need to get that together globally. That really needs to happen now, because they trying to do something to our minds, and we can't let them. We know I see what they doing, but I can't be the only one. But others don't. So we have to tell them what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for casting. But y'all have a great one. We'll talk later. Peace.